Hello everyone, this is Dina Dulul. I hope you're all well. I'll be teaching you this course, Listening and Speaking 1. Just a quick introduction about me. I finished my Master's in Multilingualism, Linguistics and Education at Goldsmiths University of London and my BA in English Language and Literature at Al-Azhar University in Gaza. Again, I hope everyone is in good conditions and is excited for the second semester of this year. And I hope you all enjoy this course with me. I wish we didn't have to start the semester online like this and that I had the chance to meet every one of you in person. But there's nothing we can do about it. And this is also better for everyone's safety. And for now, let's just hope that we go back to normal life soon. Now let's start talking about the course. As for the material, it's available online. You can find it on the Moodle. It's also compiled by Dr. Zulfa Badruddin and me. And you'll find it in two parts, listening and speaking. And the material is also distributed on 14 weeks. Now, regarding the description and goals of this course, the course mainly aims to enhance your ability to listen and speak. You'll enhance your listening sub-skills, which include listening for detail and listening for gist, and also listening for specific information. And later during this course, you're going to learn what we mean by each of these sub-skills. You'll also develop your speaking sub-skills, which include fluency, accuracy, good pronunciation, and also correct grammar use. Also, the course aims to develop your listening and speaking skills in normal life situations. For example, you'll be able to conduct job interviews. You'll be able to participate in discussions, whether with individuals or groups of people. You'll be able to participate in debates and express your opinions about different matters. You'll also develop and enhance your presentation skills. You'll be able to play roles in small plays. Actually, during the course, you will be asked to either create a play or role play an already existing one, and you'll be evaluated on this play. And you'll also enhance your skills in telling stories in your own English. Also, you will have the chance to develop your skills in understanding, analyzing, and summarizing audio materials. So you'll be able to listen to audio materials, understand what is spoken, analyze the speech, and then summarize it. Now, for more information about the course description and goals, please check the file titled Course Description, which is attached online, and you can find it on the Moodle. Now, let's talk about the e-learning or online learning tools that we're going to use during this course. First, we have Zoom lectures. We'll have one Zoom lecture every week on Sunday at 8 a.m. We also have recorded lectures. You'll get 2 lectures every week, just like this one. This is our first lecture for this week. We also have the university's e-learning platform, which is the Moodle, where you can find everything you need regarding the course. For example, the homeworks, the book, everything. Now, regarding the assessment or evaluation for this course, we'll have 50% of the mark of this course going to term activities. These activities include homework, worksheets, quizzes, participation in Zoom classes, and also midterm exam. And the remaining 50% goes for your online final exam. Okay, let's start with our course. We'll start the course with the listening part. And today in chapter 1, we're going to start with the introduction. In chapter 1, generally, we're going to talk about listening in general, the importance of this skill, how we can enhance this skill. We'll talk about how to be a good listener, and we'll also talk about how we can solve listening problems. Now, to start with, we'll start with defining listening. Now, what is listening? Listening is mainly receiving language through the ears. So when we listen, we identify sounds of speech, and then when we process them into words and sentences. So it's mainly a process that includes receiving individual sounds, which include letters, stress, and rhythm. And after we receive these sounds, the brain converts them into messages that mean something to us, or into something meaningful that has meaning. So listening is a very important and essential skill in our lives, and in any language in this world. It's very important for us to maintain and keep our personal relationships. It's very important for us to get our jobs done. It's also very important in our education, and for example, it's essential in taking notes in class. So to be a good listener, you should understand that listening is not only about hearing words, it's more about and receiving a meaning, making sense of what we hear, assessing what we hear, and then responding to it. So we get sense of the world around us through listening. So it's a very important skill in a language, and it also requires so much focus and attention. Some people need to work on this skill harder than others, and people who can't listen or understand what they hear are said to have listening problems. As I said, it's very difficult, and it needs focus and attention, and it also requires even harder work when you listen in a foreign language. Listening is also actually the first skill that we as human beings learn. Look at babies, for example, they learn how to listen before they can even speak. Now, they always say that good listeners are good speakers, which is actually true. So, to become a fluent speaker in English, you need to develop strong listening skills, because listening not only helps you understand what people say to you, but listening also helps you speak properly to other people. It helps you learn how to pronounce words properly and how to use stress and intonation in words and sentences. So this makes your being able to use stress and intonation properly makes your speech easier for people to understand. Now, what's the difference between hearing and listening? Well, in English, we have these two verbs, hear and listen, which is usually used with the preposition to, listen to. And these two verbs are used very differently because they have two different meanings. Now, as for hear, we use it simply to mean that sounds come into our ears. This process may not be deliberate. It may not be on purpose. And as soon as we wake up, we start hearing things. For example, in English, we can say, I heard a knock at the door. We can also say, I suddenly heard a loud noise. While listen to in English, or listen, we use it when we try to hear. We pay attention and try to understand every sound. For example, in English we can say, listen, is someone crying? We can also say, listen to this song. Can you understand the words? So in the second sentence, I'm asking my listener to listen carefully and pay attention and let me know if they can understand the words they are listening to. Okay? So now, hearing is simply the physical act of sound waves entering our brain and being transported to our brain. It's the physical act of sounds entering our ears and transported to our brains. This process, as I said, is passive and requires no effort, and no meaning is attached. And if your ears are working, then you hear things. Listening, on the other hand, is an active skill, and it requires effort. You listen to things and you attach meaning to them, and you can choose not to listen to them, so it's a deliberate one. And when you comprehend or understand what a speaker has said, then you can interpret and respond to what they said or to their message. And this is what we call in English active listening, which is understanding, analyzing, and then responding to what others say. Now, what is the listening process? In English, the listening process involves 5 stages or components. The first one is receiving, the second is understanding, the third is evaluating, and the fourth is remembering, and the last one is responding. So in effective or active listening, we identify the speech sounds that we receive. Then we understand the message of those sounds. We attach meaning to these sounds, right? Then we critically evaluate and assess the message. Yes, we form opinions or reactions. And then we remember what has been said to us. We keep it in our minds. And the last thing we do, we respond or react to the information that we received. And this response can be verbal or non-verbal. I mean, can be spoken or not spoken, just by using body language. Okay? Now, the first component or stage of the listening process is the receiving, which also includes 2 parts, hearing and attending. Now, hearing is the physiological process where sound waves hit the eardrum. And obviously, in order to effectively listen and gather information through listening, we must be able to hear what we're listening to. I mean, if we have a listening impairment or listening disability, then your ability to listen effectively will be challenged. For example, imagine you're listening to something or you're trying to listen to something when there is a lot of noise around you. Then you won't be able to hear most of what is being said. So excessive noise in the environment around you will create troubles, will make problems to receiving audible sound waves. Now, the other half of the receiving stage in the listening process is attending. Now, what is attending? Attending is the process when we accurately identify and interpret the sounds that we hear as words. So these sounds have no meaning until we give them meanings in context, for sure. So listening is an active process where the listener constructs or builds meaning from both verbal and non-verbal messages, from the words being spoken and from the body language that the speaker uses. Now, the second component of the listening process is the understanding stage. And in this stage, the speaker gives meaning to what he or she heard according to the context of the speech. The speaker gives meaning through a process of analyzing and decoding what he or she listened to. So she or he analyzes the words and gives them meaning according to the context. So understanding and or comprehension happens when the meaning that the listener gives to the words matches the meaning that the speaker wanted to deliver. So here it's very important for the listener to be able to understand the speaker. And one technique or way in which the listener can make sure that he or she understands what is being spoken is to ask questions. So the listener can ask questions to solve or fill any holes or erase any doubts that he or she may have regarding what they listen to. Now, the third stage in the listening process is evaluating. Now, in this stage, the listener tries to evaluate and assess the information that they received. And evaluation allows them to form opinions about what they heard, and they can also start developing their response to what they listened to. So here, understanding the message of the speaker is very essential at this stage, because evaluating can only be effective if the listener fully understands what the speaker is trying to say. So when you fully understand the speaker's message, then you will be able to effectively evaluate and assess this message. So you'll be able to form a proper opinion about this, and you won't waste your time trying to respond or evaluate something that is non-essential or a message that was not meant to be. Now, the fourth component of the listening process is the remembering stage. And in this stage, the listener classifies and keeps the information or the message that they received from the speaker and keep it in their memory for future access or when they need to remember it again. Now, if the listener has been effectively attending and understanding and evaluating this message, then he or she will be able to store this message or information in their brain for future access or future for later recall. By this, they'll be able to record and store information about people, objects, events, and anything in their brain, and they can recall it or remember it again when they need to. Also, the remembering stage or process happens during and after the speaker's delivery or the speaker's speech. Now, coming to the last component of the listening process, which is the responding stage. In this stage, the listener provides verbal or nonverbal reactions based on short and long-term memory. Sometimes the listener can provide a mix of both verbal and nonverbal reactions or opinions based on what he or she remembers from what the speaker has said. Now, nonverbal responses such as nodding or eye contact allow the listener to communicate his or her level of interest to the speaker. It allows the listener to show the speaker that he or she is paying attention and is following. And by doing this, then the roles of the speaker and listener are preserved. What I mean is that the listener stays as a listener and the speaker stays as a speaker during the conversation. But when the listener responds using a verbal language, like a comment or a question, then the speaker-listener roles are reversed, at least for a short period of time. What I mean is that the speaker becomes a listener and the listener becomes a speaker, at least for the time when the listener comments or asks a question. Now, you might be asking, what should I listen to improve my English listening skills? Well, the answer is easy. If you have internet access and a device, whether a computer, a tablet, or a phone, with sound, then you'll never run out of English listening material. In this section, I provide some suggestions for finding appropriate English listening materials. 1. Podcasts. So podcasts offer regularly updated episodes of listening bits. Podcasts can be short or long. They can also be formal or informal, and they are also often organized around a certain topic. So you can choose a topic of your interest and listen to podcasts around this topic. Podcasts are also usually free, and you can listen to them online. So it's an easy and cheap way to learn English listening. Some of the websites that I really like and that provide good English podcasts is English Club, www.englishclub.com. The link is available on the screen. In this part, I provide a podcast example from englishclub.com. Please, when you read this part, try to listen to this podcast. You'll find the link to this podcast in an attachment on the Moodle. And for more podcasts, I highly recommend checking English Club and listening to extra podcasts, and maybe trying to listen to one or two every day. So number 2 is news. You know that many English news sites offer their news in audio and video clips. You can look for a web or choose a website that you like and listen to news through this website regularly. And if you find the language too difficult, then you might look at other websites that provide news in easy English, like English Club, for example. English Club offer monthly news in easy and simple English that is suitable for English language learners. And you can also look for websites that specialize in news for English language learners, just like BBC Learning English. They provide audios called 6-Minute English. They are very helpful and very useful. They use simple English. I highly recommend that you listen to one audio at least every day. As you can see on the screen, I have an example for a piece of news recorded, and it's taken from English Club. When you study this part of our lecture, please check this link and listen to this news. As I said previously, you'll find these links in an attachment on the Moodle. Okay, the third way is music. You know, listening to music is very useful in helping you enhance and improve your English listening skills. And actually, a lot of people who have improved their English listening skills and even the speaking skills did this through listening to music. You can find many lyrics available online so that you can read the lyrics as you listen to music. You can also search for music videos that have subtitles. So it's good to watch music videos with English subtitles so that you can understand exactly what is being spoken. here I have an example for a good song that I like. It's called The Fault in Our Stars. It's a lyric video, so please open this link from the file attached on your Moodle and enjoy it, and as you listen to it, read the lyrics that appear in the video. Well, another way to improve your English listening skills is watching videos, films, and TV shows. So according to your interests and the topics that you like, you can choose videos. You can watch films or TV programs and series. You can also watch English cartoons if you are still a beginner in English. You can also watch how-to videos. These are videos that show you how to do things. For example, if you're interested in cooking, you can watch English TV programs about cooking, or you can watch some recipes of food you like online or on YouTube. You can watch documentaries or even movies, and it's also always preferred that you watch movies with English subtitles so that you can listen carefully and know exactly what is being spoken. Okay, another way to improve your English listening skills is dictations. Well, through dictations, you can improve your spelling, writing, and typing skills. It's a really useful way to improve your listening skills. Through this dictations, also, you can learn new vocabulary in context, and this means dictations help you improve your speaking skills because you'll have lots of new words that you learn through this dictation and listening. One website that provides dictations is English Club. It provides English dictation for different levels. You can choose the level that is appropriate to you and practice dictation online. You can also practice dictation with a partner. You can simply choose a reading that is appropriate to your level and practice spelling and pronunciation properly, and the other one can practice writing and typing. I have an example of for an online dictation. Please check this link from the file on your Moodle. And for extra dictation practice, please check englishclub.com. Now, another great way to improve your English listening skills is listening to lectures. You can find this online easily because lots of online schools offer their lectures free, and you can find lectures on different topics and areas of interest. You can also listen to TED Talks. I really recommend this website. It offers videos and lectures on a variety of interesting topics. These videos are also inspiring in a way, so you don't only listen to English, but you learn new things, you get motivated. I really recommend TED Talks. So this is the end of our lecture. I hope everything is clear, and if you have any questions, please write them down, and you can ask and discuss everything you want in our Zoom lecture on Sunday, and see you on Sunday.